Most relationships are like two magnets, being drawn together by some internal force, with the attraction and the bond between them being stronger or weaker, depending, at least in part, on the quality of the magnets. Now, the magnets, or you might say the people, are held together only as long as that force is active. And the moment that it's interrupted, the bond fails, and the magnets, or the people, are easily separated. The forces of attraction, like all forces in nature, ebb and flow. They strengthen and weaken, depending on the season and the presence of other interacting elements and circumstances. But a relationship ordained by God is like two pieces of metal that are brought together by a force outside of themselves and welded into a single unit. They are fused together with extreme heat generated by intense electricity that arcs like lightning from the hand of the Creator to the new thing being created. But it's not simply that two pieces are melted together. No. A third metal is added into this pool of molten steel that bridges the gap between the two pieces. The intense heat causes changes in the microstructure and the properties of the metal, and a new metallurgical composition is created. An alloy, stronger than the base metals, is formed at the union between the two parts. The process is intense, and impurities from both pieces rise up out of this molten pool to form a layer of slag on the surface that then must be stricken away by a few blows of the slag hammer, so that what is left is a pure and clean bond between the two pieces. It is important to understand clearly that in such a relationship, it's not just that the two pieces are joined together, however strongly, but there is a chemical change that takes place at the union, and the pieces are altered at the microscopic level so that the two are truly joined together as one, so that though one or the other piece might break, the bond between the two is stronger than both and will persist even if one piece is lost. This is not due to any virtue of the constituents involved, but the melding of that third element. As Jesus says in the book of Matthew, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. The fact is that, like people, not all metals are the same, and so cannot be joined together in the same way. Some metals have to be preheated to keep them from becoming brittle. That means that some people or relationships have to come through the fire before they're ready to be welded together by God. Because if they're not, the bond will fail and they will break the first time that stress is applied. God's process can be intense. It can be difficult and even painful. But sometimes fire and lightning are what's required to burn away the weakness and the corruption of the world that can compromise the body of Christ. And if we submit to His work in us, our lives and our relationships will be transformed so that together we're capable of building amazing things that go far beyond our natural limits. This is true for our marriages, our families, our churches, and our nation. If we trust in God's process, though the enemy might test our mettle at every turn, we will not break but grow stronger with every hammer fall.